She believes in the power of second chances and has helped thousands of at-risk youth find the road to a brighter future.
I want young people to succeed. That should be part of everybody's legacy.
Who is this modern hero?
I'm Simran Sidhu, and this is my story.
Simran was born in Bombay in 1971, the largest city in India, filled with diverse religions and cultures, and bursting with energy and opportunity.
Everybody knew everyone. I grew up in one of these massive buildings with 70 flats. Led to a sense of connectedness and community, which I think for me are things that keep coming up in my life.
That sense of community was apparent within the walls of Simran's home.
We were the household where anyone who was being abused in a bad marriage, needed to get out, was on our couch. We had people come and live with us for 6 and 7 months of the year, and we lived in tiny little flats, but there was this sort of idea that you helped people out in those times.
As a woman, growing up in India wasn't always easy, but Simran's parents were determined not to accept the status quo.
Both my parents were early feminists. There was this sort of idea that of course I would go to college and I would be something and somebody, and that I would pursue interests and passions and I was allowed to choose. I was always taught to be proud of myself, proud of being smart, and yet I had friends who came from families where that was not the case.
Were you aware of the fact that it was so unusual that you could do all of these things that other people couldn't?
I was, but in really strange ways. You know, we were part of a sub-community where everyone that had decided they were going to raise fierce girls, and we were allowed to do different things, but you were definitely aware of it.
Simran went on to receive her bachelor's in psychology at St. Xavier's College in Bombay. After graduating, she taught kindergarten in India for a year, and then moved to the United States, where she ultimately settled in Philadelphia and enrolled in Temple University's graduate program with aspirations of becoming a social journalist.
One of the professors said, you know, it'll take a while to sort of get into social journalism. You'll be writing obituaries for a very long time first. Why don't you work for a nonprofit? And YouthBuild was my third interview, and I totally fell in love with it.
YouthBuild Philadelphia is a charter school for 18 to 21-year-olds who have previously dropped out of high school and want a second chance.
My life before YouthBuild was being in the neighborhood surrounded by crime, violence, drug usage, people around me that wasn't good, and different activities that a child shouldn't be able to see. I dropped out of school in between the 8th and 9th grade, and I wanted to go back because that's not where I wanted to be at in life.
Since Simran joined the school in 1995, YouthBuild Philadelphia has grown into one of the largest and most successful programs in the country. It offers young adults a way to earn a high school diploma while providing job training in high-demand career paths, such as healthcare, childcare, business administration, and building trades. In fact, students have helped build more than 85 affordable homes across Philadelphia to be sold to low-income, first-time homebuyers.
YouthBuild from its inception was built around these ideas of young people have this power to embrace and connect and do all these things. And that's what always drew me to it and kept me there. The relationships were always real. We worked crazy hard from the beginning, but felt we made a difference all the time. Like, that was really incredible.
Nationwide, approximately 1 in 6 people between the ages of 16 and 24 are disconnected from education, employment, and job training. Of those who enter YouthBuild Philadelphia, 20 to 30% are currently or previously homeless. More than 40% have experienced run-ins with the juvenile justice system or been incarcerated, and nearly 50% have children of their own.
Before YouthBuild, I was a foster kid, and I felt like there was no hope for me I was at the lowest point of my life where I was contemplating suicide and things like that. But when I saw Miss Simran speaking and how passionate she was talking and how confident she was in the school, for me, she gave me that extra boost that I needed. It was just like I was alive all over again. I was gonna be something, and her words just was flowing through me. I felt like I was a whole new person.
Let's talk about the solution. You see all of these problems, you see these multi-tier problems. How do we tackle it?
I think that you've got to infuse every place that young people touch with ideas about their importance, high expectations around them, that they are wanted, needed, all of these things in the most positive ways. By giving them opportunity, you're in fact sort of creating opportunity in the world in general.
To look at someone as far as Miss Simran, look at me like that, and seeing the good in us rather than seeing the bad, that is definitely a modern hero. Because in the world, you get looked at the bad instead of the good. So to be not criticized for what you do and to bring out the best in me, that was awesome. And that's the best feeling in the world.
I've had a front row seat to potential for this many years. I can't help but see the world that way.
Eternal optimist.
Yes, for sure, and proud of it.
Simran was named Executive Director of YouthBuild Philadelphia in 2002 and accomplished a lot throughout her 15-year tenure. That includes facilitating partnerships with several multinational corporations like Saint-Gobain, Starbucks, and Gap that help provide support, job training, and career opportunities to students and alumni. But of all the progress she's helped facilitate, she's most proud of signing more than 3,000 diplomas.
I remember signing the first diploma and just thinking how do you land in this position where you get to do that, right?
An opportunity to have a real future.
So many young people, thousands at this point, sort of came not knowing where they were going, what they wanted to do, feeling disconnected, and found a home, a point of connection, a way to see the future.
When I held that high school diploma in my hand, it was the best thing in the world. It meant that I can reach my goal and go through obstacles and still make something of myself.
What do you think you learned about yourself through that whole process of really growing with the organization and seeing the growth of these students right before your eyes? How did that affect you?
I realized how lucky I was to have found mission and that it mattered so much to me.
Personally, to me, Miss Simran seemed like a strong, powerful, amazing, confident woman. And she's everything I want to be. She just always wants you to feel like you belong and that you will make it, that she will be there with you every step of the way, and that you will make it no matter what.
In 2017, Simran's dedication to inspire and empower youth led her down a new path beyond YouthBuild.
It had to have taken a really special organization to pull you out of YouthBuild.
What pulled me out was that the Hive is actually based on the ideas that fueled YouthBuild, right? This idea that young people matter, their voice matters.
Simran now leads a brand new organization called Hive at Spring Point, which aids in the creation of positive youth development programs and is determined to focus on highlighting the strengths of young people rather than their weaknesses.
Our mission is to amplify voice, choice, and opportunity for young people. I think the basic mindset has to shift. Young people worthy of investment.
For her efforts, Simran has received a host of accolades. That includes a spot on Philadelphia Business Journal's list of 40 under 40 and hosting her very own TED Talk.
What does it mean to you to know that other people are taking notice of the work that you're doing and the impact that you're having?
It was important for the work to be recognized, and I sort of had this moment. I was not a good public speaker. I didn't actually feel comfortable doing this. I hated speeches. My hands still go cold. But you have this moment where you recognize that you are representing the work and that if you fail to take advantage of those moments, you're letting a whole bunch of people down.
As she embarks on this new chapter in her life, Simran shares the same sense of mission from when she set out to change the landscape for opportunity youth 2 decades ago.
Where does that passion that you have come from for youth?
It comes from them. I mean, I think that, you know, if you are at all meant to do work with young people, if you don't feel crazy energized by them, it's not the right field for you, right? Because when you do, it's such a joy. It is. In my worst moments, and there were some really bad, you know, you have to go through the mundane and the annoying and the scary and all these things, funding and, you know, how do you keep it going? But this is nothing compared to what young people are willing to do, so how dare we not be fueled by that if that is the work that you do.
If you like this story, please share. It helps us bring you more modern heroes.